What's up guys, D-Libs here. Today we're going to be going over the best Kapkan and trap placements on every single ranked map in Rainbow Six Siege. We're starting out here with Clubhouse. The first one can go on the left side of stock door here. You'll see it when they're swinging this corner, they're just not going to see it because they're going to be peeking the opposite side. This cam on the dirt door is just like absolutely overpowered. Like you can just like not see that at all as the attacker unless you go like all the way over here and then shoot it, but at this point you're like fully exposed to somebody in the back here who's able to kill you. So this is a great placement. I'll actually place two on this double door here at the bottom of the steps. I mean, that like basically just blends into the wall, and even if it didn't, like no one's going to be going all the way over here and peeking this side of the door first. And then I'll place one in kitchen on this side of the door here. You'll see that the attackers will come in here, try to get hatched, and they just will not be peeking that side. And construction is just such a common spot for the attackers to attack, so this is always a good one to have. You'll see that they are really going to be looking at the opposite side here. They're going to be focused over here, and by the time they swing, they're going to get hit by this Kapkan trap. Now moving on to the reworked Consulate. First one can go on this double door here in the hallway of Visa. Second one can go on this side of the double door on the other side of Visa. All of these entry denial placements are either good because they're common spots for the attackers to come in from, or they're like really nicely hidden. So you'll see that the attacker will come around this corner here and they'll go right through the door, and they're not going to be peeking this side of the door, and it's also just hidden really well. And then placing one on the left side of the spiral door is also going to be a good one. You'll see it kind of just blends in really well, and like I said, they're going to be coming around over here. They're not going to be paying attention down below on this side of the door. And then if you're defending second floor, you should probably put one on this side of the door here. Another good one to slow down the attackers. Now moving on to bank. This is just a really good one to have. I'll normally actually double up on this one. Placing it on this double door is just so good. I mean, you can hardly see that even when you are looking for it, but I mean, they're just not going to see it. They're not going to be looking for it when they're coming through this doorway. And then we'll place one on the double door here in the bottom of lobby. Place one here on this door, especially if you're defending second floor. And it's always good to have one on this barricade because it seems that attackers are going to push through here like almost every round, so that one should catch them off guard. Now we got Kanal. You can place one on this little side entrance here. Again, it's just one of those places where the attackers really aren't going to be coming around this corner, stopping and looking here. They're just really going to be coming around this corner, maybe peeking down the hallway and then going through. So it should be one of those ones that's just really well hidden. And then we'll place one on this double door here just in case the attackers do open up the wall here on breach on second floor. They'll come in, try to push objective, and they're not going to see or pay attention or really even care about this entry denial trap here on this door because they're worried about entering into objective and someone holding down a sight on them. Then we're going to place one on this door here right next to reception. Especially if you're on basement, this is a super common spot for the attackers to come push if they want to get vertical control. Then I like placing one right next to it actually on this double door here, pretty much for the same exact reason as the first one. They're just really not going to be paying attention to that side of the door, and they're going to be trying to get vertical control, so they're still going to have tunnel vision. You got to place one on the window here in diving. It's just such a common spot for the attackers to push in from. Really nothing special about that one. Now we got Chalet. We're going to place our first one here on this double door in piano. You'll see that the attackers, they're going to be coming in. If they're trying to push piano, they're really not going to be looking down here to the left, and even if they do want to destroy it, they have to put themselves in the middle of the doorway, and ideally on defense you'll have someone covering or defending piano, so they'll be able to take them out, and they won't allow for the attackers to be able to come over here and look for the Kapkan trap and then be able to destroy it. So they're probably going to be hugging this side of the door over here, and then when they push in through piano, they're just not going to see it. I placed one on this double door here right next to that one we just placed before, and then you got to put one on this door here into objective, especially if this is where you are actually defending. You can see that's just really impossible to see from the point of view of the attacker. You're not going to see that until it's too late. If you're defending basement, then this entry denial is a really good one. You can see from the attacker's point of view, you're just not going to see it. You're going to be holding down the end of the hallway, and so you're not going to see this one at the bottom of the doorway. You got to place one on this door here if you're defending basement as well. There's really nothing special to it. It's not really hidden, but another really common spot for the attackers to come in from. And trust me on this one, if you're defending basement, place an entry denial in the connector door, because if they get this wall open and they're trying to push through, get control of objective, towards the end of a round, and they're going to push through here, they're going to be holding a peek on back of wine cellar, and then bang, like they're going to not, be expecting this Kapkan trap at all, because it's unorthodox. No one's going to be expecting a Kapkan trap inside of objective, in the connector. Next up is Kafe. First entry denial can go on the double door into piano from cigar. Again, just a super common spot the attackers will rotate through from. They'll try to get control of piano. This is just a good spot to have. You got to put a Kapkan trap at the bottom of white stairs on this door, especially if it's on kitchen, if that's what you're defending. This is just one of those spots the attackers love to come in from. And then we'll place one on the back side of this door here from bakery into prep. Bakery is one of those spots when you're defending kitchen that the attackers want to get control of, and when they do, they subsequently push into prep, and having this Kapkan trap on the back side of the door is going to make it tough for them to even see it. Then we'll also place one on the double door from small bakery onto long hallway. This is just one of those ones that's kind of hidden. It's sort of like a thick doorway here. Now we're gonna hop on border. You gotta place a cam on this door here from archives. It's a pretty common plant spot that the attackers are gonna push to, and they'll normally come in from this door when they are trying to do that. So nothing special about this one, but you gotta place one on the door here in lockers, the most common spot that the attackers are gonna push from on this objective. So then in office, you can place one of your entry denials on this side of the door all the way down, and then place your second one on the opposite side of the door all the way down as well, just mirrored across. You can see when an attacker is coming in from this way, they're gonna shoot out, they're gonna see this Kapkan trap, they're gonna shoot it out, and they'll walk through, and then they'll get hit by this one. And then on the contrary, when an attacker is coming in from this side, they're gonna see this Kapkan trap, they'll shoot it out, they'll walk through, and they'll get hit by this one. So ideally it should work out. I mean, this is kind of one of those places where sometimes you'll have attackers pushing from east stairs, sometimes you'll have them pushing from break room, so you really can't tell. But either way, this Kapkan trap should work no matter where the attackers are pushing from. Place one on this little door here in between the hallways, and this is just a really common spot for the attackers to rotate around to. And then in customs on this double door here from reception, you can place one all the way down here on the back side of this barricade, or of this double door rather, and you can see it's one of those thick doors again, so really this is probably the best entry denial on this whole map. I mean, that's almost impossible to even see, and there's almost always attackers pushing from this side of the map, so that's almost a guaranteed hit. Now moving over to Skyscraper. First one should go on this back entrance here. Second one can go on the window in display room, especially if this is the objective that you're defending. It's good to have one on these double doors here no matter what objective you're defending on this map. This whole entire area of bar is kind of just a really common spot for the attackers to rotate around for whenever they're trying to move around downstairs on first floor. And again, it's one of those sort of thick doors where it sort of hangs out to the side, not overlapping in front of the door, so that's a hard one to see and a pretty effective one as well. And especially if you're defending barbecue, you can go ahead and place one of your entry denials on this left side of the door here. It's kind of just hard to see when you're pushing through here. You're probably going to be looking to the back of this room, you're not going to really be looking to the left side of this door. Now moving on to Coastline. Our first one is going to go on the door here in luggage, then our second one is going to have to go on the hookah door. I mean, it's just, there's nothing special to it, it's just one of those spots. It's just, you'll never have a round without someone pushing this door, so you gotta place a Kapkan trap here. And then we'll place one on this side of the door here in master bedroom. Now this is good if you're defending penthouse, but it's also good if you're defending hookah and billiards, because if it's penthouse and this is the objective and it's just a good one to have, it's kind of hidden, no one's really actually able to go over here to shoot it out because you have the wall here, so they're just going to be staying on this side of the door, and then when they are ready to push in, they're just going to push and not see it. But if it's hookah and billiards, and this whole entire side of the map, it's just a super common spot for the attackers to hold down, to be able to get some leverage on the defenders, and so it's a super common rotate spot. And if you are putting this trap down when you are defending hookah and billiards, it's even more unexpected. Then we're going to place one on this side of the wall. It's another one of those like really thick door frames that kind of almost covers up a lot of the Kapkan trap, so they're going to be pushing through here. It's going to be one of those tough ones for them to see. And then if you're defending kitchen, you should definitely place one on the kitchen service door here on the right side, like so. It's also sort of hidden by this desk, it kind of blends in. Now we got theme park. First one should go on this side of the door in dragon. You can see the attackers when they're going to be coming through here, they're going to be paying attention to the cam and they're not going to see that one. Next one should go in gong on this double entrance, double barricade here. Another one they're probably not going to expect, but there's probably going to be someone pushing through here. And then if you're defending bunk up here, you should definitely have a entry denial placed here. And then if you're defending initiation, you should definitely have one on this side of the door in waiting room. Now this is actually a really good entry denial placement. I mean, it's kind of a weird doorway here with like all this crap. It kind of just blends in, like you can see. It's also just really hard to see, like, alone by itself. So, and there's always going to be someone going through this doorway at some point during a round, so this is a pretty free one. And then especially if you're defending initiation, you gotta place one on the cash door. Now we got villa. First one's gotta go on this side of the door in study. Next one can go on this double door here in this hallway from trophy room. Then we're gonna place one here in bathroom. And putting one here on this door from mudroom is just really unexpected, but I've had a lot of success with it in the past. And then you might as well put one on main entrance for good measures. Now we got organ. This is actually a really great placement. I've had it work so many times. I'll normally double up on it because it works so well. You place one right here on the closet, the typical breach point in, bedroom. That's impossible to see. Like, they're gonna come in here and they're gonna go, and Thermite's gonna place down his charge. I mean, he's gonna try to place down his charge. He's gonna get blown up before he does that, but this spot's just super effective. And then you should also place one on this hallway double door as well. If you're defending basement, you should definitely place one down here also. And this is another sneaky one to have right next to meeting hall. Now moving on to Outback. Our first ones are gonna go on this left side of the barricade here at back entrance. And then we'll place one right down the hallway on this double door here on the right side of the doorway. In mechanical bull here, we're going to place one on this side of the doorway, sort of hidden by this curtain over here, a little bit tough for them to see. And then right outside a bunk here, we're going to place one next to the vending machine on this door. Now on to Emerald Plains. We'll place our first one on this side of the doorway here, and then our second one over on this side of the map, trying to cut off all the common spots for the attackers to rotate around, especially when you're defending upstairs. And we'll place a third one on this side of the barricade here downstairs. This is especially a good one if you're ever defending anywhere on downstairs, but it does also work if you're defending upstairs, just not as effective. You don't see quite as many people coming around down here. Moving on to Nighthaven Labs here. If you're defending second floor here, you gotta place one on this side of the barricade. It's a pretty good one to have. And then we'll also place one over here if you're defending, second floor again. Again, with these like really thick wall frames, it's like it gives you a little bit of an advantage here. It's kind of harder for them to see. This is a really good one to have. It's another spot that the attackers are pretty typically rotating around, whether it's first floor or second floor. You normally will have an attacker rotate through lounge down here on first floor. And this is also a really good one over here, kind of tucked into this corner. Another pretty common spot the attackers will rotate from, whether they're going upstairs or even if they're going downstairs. Now finishing it off here with Lair. This little side entrance down here in lobby right next to reception is just super common for the attackers to come in, especially with people not really figuring out Lair entirely yet. They don't really know how the map fully works yet, so they'll normally just come into the first barricade that they see, and when they spawn out here, this is the first one that they see. This is a good one to catch them off guard. Then we'll place one on the doorway here heading in from bunk. Again, just a super common rotation spot for the attackers right now. Then we'll place one right in this little corner here outside of the warehouse. People that are coming down these yellow stairs here, they're going to be coming in here, and it kind of is just hidden, with all the gray and stuff. And then we'll place our last one here at the bottom of this doorway, pretty much right at the bottom of blue stairs over here, so another pretty high volume spot for the attackers. So yeah, that'll do it. Thanks so much for watching. Go ahead and press the playlist. It's on screen now for more Rainbow Six Siege tips and tricks, map callouts, site setup, spawn peaks, pretty much anything imaginable to get better at Rainbow Six Siege. I probably have a video on it, but besides that, I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace.